It's John Bowden from Rocky Street Music and our interview with Glenn Hughes, the gentleman who was part of Trapeze, Deep Purple, Black Sabbath for a short time, and is called the voice of rock many times. He's got a brand new album called Chosen, his first album since 2016, and he has told a few people it might be his last. We had a great conversation with him. I'd never talked to him before, and it's strange. In 41 years in radio, I had to tell him right off the bat, I can't believe I've never actually spoken to you. But we made up for lost time. In this one, and there's a two-parter for this. We talk about his old Deep Purple bandmate, Ritchie Blackmore, the guy who replaced Ritchie Blackmore, Tommy Bolin, a tragic character who died in his mid-20s. We talk about purpose and what he would tell himself, the younger version of himself, joining Deep Purple. Would he give him any advice? That and a lot more. Glenn Hughes is our guest on Rock History Music. Ritchie Blackmore to you is?
Great guitar player, a good man, a strange dude, eccentric as all hell, a fascinating fellow. Um, I got along really well with him, but we haven't seen each other for a long time. You can't get him on the phone or you can't see him anymore, so nobody sees Richie. So I send him all my love.
Favorite album of the three with Deep Purple?
Oh my God, they're all different. I think Stormbringer is my favorite.
Burn hit me hard. And
Hmm.
I was ready to I love when this happens. When you're ready to wait a second, what happened to that my band? And then you listen to it and in spite of yourself, you're going, holy snapping turtles. This is one of I love that record still.
Yeah, we made the album. We were writing the album in a castle in England. We prepped for the album pretty strongly. So that album was really prepped, and the songs were written in the dungeon of a castle, a 15th century castle. It was kind of spooky.
I didn't know that you were that close to Tommy Bolin. When you talk about him, I mean, my shoulders, I mean, in spite of what happened to him, there's a
Yeah.
part of me that my shoulders lower. There's such integrity in the way you
Yeah.
talk about this human being.
Yeah. We were very close. Tommy lived with me when he joined the band, and we were as close as you could get. We were two young kids, and he was a very soft-spoken guy from Sioux City, Iowa, a really lovely fellow. I've done a lot of work for him since he's been gone, and I've always tried to talk about him in everything I do.
Yeah.
Because when my friends leave, it upsets me, and he didn't have to leave, and that's the worry.
We talk about the 27 Club. We talk about all these people. The road is paved with sad
Yeah,
stories. I'm going, I learn from those situations as well. I miss them
you
and I
do.
learn.
Oh, me too. Still learning, and I mean, everything I do in life, in this life, is really simply one moment at a time, not even one day at a time. It's one moment at a time. If I can stay in the now, if I can stay right here with you right now, all is good. Well, if I start thinking about, the tour I'm going to start in a couple of weeks, if I start thinking about how long it is, or if I start going, gig 30, I haven't done the first one yet, I go, I can't do this. So I've got to stay present.
If someone told you, yeah, it's kind of like someone came up to whispered in your ear and said, "Oh, by the way, Glenn, you're going to do this." You would have been overwhelmed as a kid. And go, I don't want to know all that.
Yeah, yeah. For me now, I travel a lot. I travel an awful lot. I'm gonna cut back next year. I just want to slow down. I see a lot of my friends really overexerting too much, and they're complaining. And for me, a show is a show. It's no problem at all. It's the getting to the show and getting out of the show, and it's a lot of work.
Been a while since you released an album. You say if you have something to say, you'll release an album. You got something to say.
Well, I have made albums with other people in the last 9 years. It's just that when I make solo albums, I make so many albums now that I really only want to make records when I have something to say at this point. But as you well know, long playing records, no, I don't really mean that much anymore. You know, it's the way it is.
The new single, "Voice in My Head."
Yeah.
That could mean a lot of things. Tell me about that song. It's a good rocker. I love it.
Thank you. It's just about subconscious mind, really, about the voice that we have. We all have this voice. Some have it louder than others. And for me, it's recognizing the voice and being a witness to the voice and not listening to that voice.
Very Carl Jung of you.
I believe it might be, yeah.
I went through a divorce in the 80s, and I spent the 80s in counseling and the 90s in counseling. And one of the things I learned, I'm going to, you don't have to follow. It's being discerning of going, which voice do I follow in there? Because there's a lot going on upstairs.
There really is. And for me, it's just that I have an inner child voice, which is beautiful, and I try and listen to that voice rather than the big loud voice that tries to twist and turn everything. That voice that tells you everything is wrong and blah blah blah. And it's just something I have to recognize and be a witness to.
Chosen. Uh,
Yeah,
in the Midnight Sun, I want to be chosen. Tell me about that song. It's a beautiful song. There's a certain coolness to that song, the way you sing it, the way it's
thank you.
presented. There's a part of me that, used to we'd hear themes when we were kids, and we go, yeah, man, that is cool. There's a
Yeah,
coolness to that song as well. Tell me about what it means.
it's about being present, and being chosen. It just means you're in a good place, and reverent and hope. And I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about walking through the fear and coming out the other side into a whole new lifestyle.
How do you look at purpose?
Well, it's a calling, really. I mean, I've been around a long time, as you know. I've been making music all my life, and in the last 15 years, I've been living a spiritual lifestyle, and again, not religion. And I've just been listening to the good side of me. There are two sides to everybody, the good and the bad. I embrace all of it, by the way. I allow things to happen rather than make things happen. I just allow things to happen now.
I was talking to Russ Ballard not too long ago. We started talking about spirituality, and
He's a good man, Ross.
well, of finding, of being at that point of going, oh my God, everyone looks back at their 20s and go, my God, I have like nervous,
Mm.
crazy energy inside. And then there's that thing of you don't have to learn the lessons. You know that. You don't have to learn these lessons.
No, we're faced every day in this new age of where we live right now in technology and AI and all this fake rubbish. We live in this world, and it's difficult for most of us. But unfortunately, we have to embrace it, because if we don't, we'll be left behind. For me, I just try to be as organic as possible.
You prefaced it a little bit a while ago of there's that part of us. I think it's good to still be in contact with, let's just say, the guy who bought the first album, the Glenn Hughes who bought that first record. Like,
Hmm,
does that young kid still live inside of you?
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, for me, it's all about feeling youthful, not looking youthful or whatever. I know my old I am, but for me, it's not a number anymore. It's how am I really feeling? Is everything okay? And if not, let's make it okay.
What was the impetus of recording it? I know you said you wanted something to say, getting everyone together,
Yeah,
recording
sure.
this.
Well, early last year in 2024, I started writing the album. It took me about 3 months to write it. And in June of 24, I was in Copenhagen in the studio I record at, and I recorded the songs you've been hearing. And again, it's an album of acceptance and walking through the fear, letting go, and being in a place of reverence and being in choosing happiness.
I'm hearing from you is you don't live in fear.
No.
Age hasn't made you scared.
Now, look, as humans, we are driven by 100 forms of fear, resentment, remorse, guilt, fear. And it's driven as humans, we are all driven by fear. And it's how we react to it. For me, it's about not reacting anymore. It's observing and I keep talking about the witness, because I used to be involved in it and find myself in trouble with it. And now I just simply pause and look at it from a distance and go, well, I don't really want to be involved in that.
What do you mean by the witness?
It's a part of me that, for me, it's the observer. Like I can be in the play, or I can be watching the play. For me, everything in life is a play. Everything we do is a play, in
Mhm.
my opinion. So it's good to sit back and sometimes just watch it go down.
Remember, if you want to support the channel, there are links all over our description. You can make a PayPal donation, but it's important. Subscribe to our channel and click the bell notification so you don't miss anything. Like our videos, comment on them, and please, it makes a difference. Huge difference. Share them on social media. We'd appreciate that. And tag us. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music.